Hello, did you hear what the new color is going to be for 2025? Well, bum, it is the Pantone color of the year, Mocha. And at first glance, I was thinking, oh dear, Mocha, it's so bland, but it's a very sophisticated color. It adds some really nice shades of taupe, along with some really nice warm brown shades. So if that is too much already, the color of your skin, or you don't think that that is going to match your skin tone very well, I was going to show you today how you can use the Mocha in your wardrobe without overdoing the Mocha, just adding it as a hint, which is what I'm planning to do for my own wardrobe. So first of all, here's a really pretty Mocha sweater. It's got the Mocha in it, but it also has a lot of shades of the white and the darker brown. And then you could pair it with, I have a really pretty pair of Mocha trousers here. And this is a faux leather trouser, but that would be so pretty with the sweater. Or another way to do it is to take something like this blouse that has some little splats of Mocha in it, wear the Mocha pant, or wear a jean with it, but it has that Mocha in it. So that could be really pretty. The other thing is, I fell in love with this Mocha jacket with the fringe on it. Look how pretty this would be just with your jeans, if you can see down here. I have it paired with jeans, and then I have it paired with a cute little Mocha striped t-shirt underneath with the jeans. Would make a nice little running around outfit. And then this is really pretty because we can put a really pretty scarf with it, and that scarf could look really lovely, like maybe like a light pink or a light blue would be really pretty. So I just wanted to show you that there are ways to use the Pantone color of the year, even if the Mocha isn't your color. Have a great day.
I love that Mocha is the Pantone color. I love creams and browns, and so I'm kind of excited about that one.
Yeah, that's me, not so much. It's not normally my color, but I like creams, so maybe I'll figure out a way. I am wearing it today, though.
Yeah.
So I'm on trend.
You are on trend.
I'm on trend.
Yes.
Ooh.
I'm wearing it in a skirt today that you can't see on camera, but I wore it just, for the occasion of celebrating the Pantone color.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Diane, for that. It was great to see you. Diane is not able to join us on Zoom because our guest is on Zoom.
Oh, I'm so excited for this March episode. We have with us from New York City, someone I've known for a very long time, Tracey Pontarelli, a wellness and mindset coach. She is going to talk with us about perimenopause and menopause, some really, excuse the pun, hot topics. Symptoms, solutions, and standards of care. And we love that we're going to talk about things that maybe you get to decide.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Tracey, so glad that you're with us today. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, thank you. I am so thrilled to be here with you guys. I love a good pun. I love a hot topic. So,
yes.
I'm so excited to dig into this with you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me too. Tell us a little bit about who you are and like why I saw you talking so deeply and researching so deeply into this topic.
Yeah. Well, it really is. So much of this happens when it really relates to our own personal life. But for background, I am a wellness coach and a personal trainer. And I really focus in on women, particularly moms, busy moms, to help them feel their best and try to help provide simple solutions for women to do that. And I focus on basic lifestyle. And what I found was, as we hit these perimenopause and menopause years, there is so much happening inside our bodies that cannot be solved with lifestyle alone. And so what I found in my own journey was there was a lot of misinformation out there, and it was really hard, especially I live in New York City where I have access to incredible physicians in care, and I was struggling to find up-to-date information from medical providers, and it was incredibly frustrating. So that really sent me down a journey to really understand as much as I could for myself, and then to help my friends and my clients, and every woman who will, if they're lucky to live long enough, go through perimenopause and menopause, every single one of us. So it's so important to every woman out there.
I love that, because now we can say, I am lucky to be going through perimenopause and menopause, when women are complaining about so many symptoms.
Right.
And
yes,
I am 50, I will be entering that phase, and I can be thankful for that. So we definitely wanted to kind of dive into what are some symptoms of perimenopause and menopause that women need to be aware of.
Yeah, let me start with perimenopause can start very early. It can start in your 30s. And that is when your hormones are going to start to fluctuate. So that could start to happen while you're still in childbearing years. And that can be very rocky roads until you hit actual menopause. Menopause is defined as not having a period for a 1 year period. So once you've not had menses for 1 year, you are officially in menopause. So there's a lot that can happen before and up to that. And they include a wide range of things. I will just say, first and foremost, that women that are listening should trust themselves. And if they're not feeling like themselves, that's enough of a reason to ask for care. But the things that can start to happen that most people know about are, one is mood swings. So as our progesterone and estrogen starts to become a little bit more erratic, and everybody knows, every woman knows that there's moodiness times when you're in your cycle. So that's normal.
Yes.
That kind of goes on steroids as things start to become more erratic. So mood swings, brain fog, hot flashes, aches and pains, so having more muscle aches and pains. The forgetfulness is really one of them. Anything that doesn't make you feel like yourself. The big things that people notice typically are the hot flashes and the mood swings. And those are significant, and the brain fog. And those are real and significant. So those are the big things that people will notice. Oh, and the other thing is weight gain. Weight gain, particularly in your midsection, it's called menopause belly, and your body literally starts to collect fat in different places during this period of time. So it's not your imagination.
wow,
Yeah.
I have a quick question on that first. So what can someone do to kind of help that menopause belly?
Yeah. So you really do. We're going to keep going back to, sorry for the sirens in the background. I am in New York City. Welcome to New York. One, I will keep coming back to this, is to really talk to a medical provider that's up to speed on hormone replacement therapy, because that is going to help regulate your hormones, and it really does create a lot of relief. The other thing that you're going to want to do is make some dietary changes. So really focusing in on getting enough fiber and getting enough protein start to become a real priority. Fiber really does clean out and eliminate a lot of waste. And then that's when you really just want to make sure you're really providing like good, nutritious care of yourself. I think a lot of times when we're younger, we can get away with skipping meals and, being on the run. You've really got to start to treat your body a lot more kindly, but fiber and protein are two huge ones.
I love that you went there with that, because let's just be honest. None of that, childbearing years, those are hard enough. But then you're throwing in this extra thing that is called perimenopause that can overlap some hard years. And then we're talking about not menses for a year, and sometimes that goes on for multiple years as well.
Yes.
So, and you know, there are solutions for that as well. So the hormone replacement therapy, I think we spoke about this, and I'd really love for you to share that this has gotten some bad press. A lot of people are afraid of it.
Yeah.
And I think we would like to clear the air a little bit on asking for this, right?
Yeah.
Could you share with us why that is?
Yeah, and I'm going to dig into this, if you don't mind, just a little bit, because this
Yes.
is something I get.
I
really,
don't mind at all. Please do.
Okay, really passionate about. Let me just start with talking about bioidentical hormone replacement. Is replacing in your body the hormones that you had in your body, right? So you're not. It's bioidentical hormone replacement. That in of itself feels like it makes a lot of sense. Our hormones are chemical messengers for our body. So every hormone in your body is basically telling your body how to operate optimally. When you lose key hormones, obviously things are going to go out of whack. Okay, so women were on hormone replacement therapy, and back in the early kind of turn, late 90s, early 2000s, there was a women's health initiative study. I can't remember the exact date. But I remember because at the time I was working in public relations, and I can remember the impact of this on accounts that we had in our agency. The study was to study the effectiveness and safetiness of hormone replacement. The study was completely flawed, and some of the results of it were overblown. So it's wrong on a number of levels, and I'll run you through what they were. Number one is the age of the participants. So the average age of menopause is 50, right? It can start to happen before, it can happen a little bit later, but it's right there in the middle. Dina, you're right in the sweet spot. Yes. And so that's the age. Really, ideally, want to get people on replacement as soon as they start to lose that hormone, right? The average age of the participant in this study was 63. That means these women were out of menopause for an average of 10 years before they put them on this therapy to study it. Okay, that's number one, wrong age. So you've taken them 10 years away from any kind of hormones and then tried to add it in. The second was the type of hormones that they used in the study. They used synthetic hormones that were not bioidentical. So what I just said earlier was ideally you're doing bioidentical hormones. So wrong age, wrong hormones. And then the results were completely misconstrued. So there was they called it a 100-fold increase in breast cancer. But the increase if you looked at what that meant, that was an increase of about 8 cases per 10,000 people. And they were looking at the wrong age group 10 years later and panicking about 8 cases per 10,000. And so that was the piece that the media really grabbed hold of. And they really just stopped prescribing all hormones. So what happened was doctors stopped prescribing and medical programs stopped teaching about hormone replacement. And so what we have as a result of that now is a whole generation of OBGYNs who are not adequately up to date on the most recent science around hormone replacement therapy, because they are practicing what they were taught in medical school. And I think eventually we're seeing things turn, but you're going to need to see the science get back into the curriculum, to get back into the programs, and then have those doctors coming out. So if you have a medical provider who isn't up to speed on the latest science, they are going to be dismissive of you because they don't want to offer anything that they don't see as being safe, and they're not up to speed on the latest science. Doctors do have an oath to provide, to do no harm. Yes. So if they don't know, they're going to say no.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm right there with you. And then kind of like you said, if they're going to attempt another study, those take so many years to complete. So we are so behind the eight ball on this whole thing.
But there
Right.
must be some movement, which is good, that like you said, that they've created a whole different type of hormone, that it's not synthetic, it's bio. And I don't remember the whole term, but
Bioidentical.
bioidentical. So there must be movement in trying to, work on creating something that's going to be more effective for women.
Yes.
And that's a good thing.
Yes, no, it's a great thing. I think listen, there's a lot of great options out there. The key is to not be afraid to ask your provider and to come armed with some information on your own so that you are not saying, what do you think about me doing hormone replacement therapy? Instead saying, I'm interested in hormone replacement therapy.
We're
And
gonna talk a
having
little
done
bit
a
more
little bit
about
of
that,
homework,
too.
right, having done some homework on your own so that you can go in and advocate for yourself. And by asking good questions, you will do your physician partner a service, because then they'll go and do some more research on their own. If nobody asks, nothing changes, right? So if you come in armed with some information and then find a partner and there's plenty of them out there, and more are getting educated, but we're kind of in this middle spot right now where science has come out, but not everybody's caught up to speed. And so you really need to be your own advocate.
Okay, so we're talking about bioidentical. Are there other alternatives to hormone replacement therapy that you have discovered in your research?
Yeah, there's a lot out there. Here's what I'll say. There's a lot out there, and there are people for a number of reasons who cannot tolerate these hormones.
Okay.
So finding other things, I mean, this is the other thing they'll say, care is very personalized, right? Women are so different. We are such unique creatures. You need a doctor who's going to work with you in your particular circumstances.
Right.
It is so important for women that we start to regulate our nervous system and calm our adrenals. Our adrenals are what secrete cortisol. And every woman knows we live in a heightened state a lot of the time as we take care of a lot of people and try to manage a lot of things. It is so important during this season of our life that we really start to invest in self-care and really understanding how to just really relax into ourselves and take really good care of ourselves. So that is number one. Obviously getting enough sleep, it's very hard with the hot flashes, but really just investing in that. Acupuncture can help, massage helps, going to yoga, meditation, all of those lifestyle things. You cannot, just put medication on top of bad lifestyle and have it fix everything. It is a point in our lives we really have to start to practice a lot of good self-care. It makes a huge difference.
Yes. I love that you are, sharing and really focusing on educating yourself, being your own advocate. And I think that is so important. And just wondering, do you have any certain tips about questions that people should be asking, could be asking their doctors to really have that more educated conversation with their healthcare provider?
Yeah. First of all, I would really encourage everyone, and everybody gets their information in different ways. Okay. Some of us like to read, some of us like to listen. I'm going to do you mind if I give a couple of suggestions?
Absolutely.
Please do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you 3 books. But then I'm going to tell you the one that I think is probably the most practical for you to use. So one is a book called Estrogen Matters. And if you really want to understand how important estrogen is to your overall well-being, this is a great book to read. When I went to talk to my OBGYN, who's on the National Menopause Society board, she sent me home with this book and said, I want you to read it and come back to me. I want you to be totally educated and understand how important estrogen is, not just to our reproductive health, but to every part of our overall well-being. And the other one is a book called The Menopause Brain. And this woman is a neurologist, and she started to see patients who were experiencing such extreme brain fog that they thought they were having early onset Alzheimer's. And she started to study the relationship between estrogen and its neuroprotective benefits on the brain, and found out that women are at a much higher increase for Alzheimer's than men because of the loss of estrogen. So this was, I mean, now I'm going to tell you also, you could find these people on a podcast and listen to the podcast, right? If you just want to do it in a different way, the book in the person, and I have no affiliation with her, this is just like absolute adoration of Mary Claire Haber, Dr. Mary Claire Haber. She's on Instagram, and her Instagram is fantastic and chock full of information. And she wrote a book called The New Menopause. And this is kind of a Bible. And if you really want to understand what's happening to you from perimenopause on, and it really is, it is so thorough. And you could read it, you could listen to it, you could follow her on Instagram, you could listen to her on podcasts, but do something to get a level of self-education and confidence before you head in to see your doctor. So
I love
really
that.
right? I think we have to be our own advocates, and just saying that your doctor said no, you can help your doctor get up to speed on this information by you coming in equipped with some information. I've seen this happen in my own conversations with doctors, and it's really powerful to see how you can really help a doctor go do some more research.
Well, based on the information I got from you, I started following that last doctor. I'm on her Instagram page. I get information from her daily, and it has been so helpful in my mindset shift because I've already been through most of my menopause, unfortunately. So just I'm not a good book reader, so I appreciate the podcast thing and digesting this in daily spurts. She is, I highly say, I raise both hands to say, follow her on Instagram because she does really put some amazing factual information out there. So I truly appreciate that. And I know that you have had some personal experiences that have really motivated you to make some changes in your life. So if you wouldn't mind sharing a little bit about that, that would be fabulous.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll just say one more thing about Mary Claire Haber. I agree with you. She is an OBGYN, and she was educated in the traditional, she got one course, a couple of hours on menopause. And it wasn't until she started to go through menopause that she realized, oh, no one's exaggerating. Like, she really understood it's your own journey. So for me, in the past year, I had some genetic testing done, and I had some issues going on with my own reproductive health where I ended up getting a hysterectomy. I got cleared for with everything. It all went great. But when I went to see the surgeon who performed my hysterectomy, she said to me, you don't need to be on progesterone after the hysterectomy. Now, progesterone is a fantastic hormone for your body. It's your love hormone. It's wonderful for helping you sleep, really helping regulate your nervous system. It's made a huge difference in my life. So I said, well, do I have to get off of progesterone? And she was defensive. And she said, well, why would you want to be on it? Now, doctors prescribe progesterone with estrogen to help reduce the risk of cervical cancer. It's often how doctors work, right? They're in the disease prevention, not lifestyle management. They're in the disease prevention business. And I just said to her, well, I really feel like it helps with my mood, it helps with my sleep. And she was dismissive. She said, well, you can discuss it with your doctor. I don't know. The next time I went to see her, she said to me, if you want to stay on that progesterone, you can absolutely stay on that. And I think it was just a matter of me asking and not getting defensive when she asked me back. Just really just stayed open, allowed her to go think about it and look a little bit more. I think we have the power to do this. And we feel intimidated by our medical professionals, but we know ourselves. And so don't be afraid to ask, because you know your body, and trust that knowing your own body is powerful and important.
Oh, I love that. That's a great message, a really great message, because above and beyond all of the research and the resources that you shared, yes.
And doesn't it just show how one person can make a difference because of the fact that you brought something to light? The physician was more open to look into it, and now that is going to be paying it forward to many other women.
Right.
Love it.
It really is. It really is. It's us feeling empowered to ask questions, and this is the other piece of advice I'll say is, ladies, we all deserve to feel good. And we deserve to feel our best in every season of our life. And that's going to look different, but there are tools and solutions out there. And settling for not feeling good, I think life is too short. And these years are such important years of our life where we get to do so many interesting things. We deserve to feel our best.
Absolutely. So we are so thrilled that we were able to have this conversation with you, Tracey, and it was so insightful and full of wonderful information. I'm sure you have inspired people to be like, wow, I want to talk more with her. I want to work with her. Just how can someone connect with you?
Yeah. So if you guys just want to follow me, Instagram is a great place. I'm on there really actively. It's Coach Tracey _P on Instagram. And then on my website, TraceyPontarelli.com, I provide blogs every week. There's a new article out on anything related to women and wellness. So that's a great resource. And if you go to TraceyPontarelli /work with me, you can access a link to fill out a form to work with me one-on-one.
Wonderful. Well, I know that information inspired me to invite you to join us on the show.
Right.
So I am grateful that you joined us here today. Thank you so much, Tracey.
Yes.
Oh, ladies, thank you. This was so great. It's so great to see you. And I love having these conversations with other women. It's so powerful. So thanks for having me.
Well, we loved having you. And we want to wrap up our show today. And just remember to always look for the silver linings.